So your cruise is coming up, you're excited and you're ready to start packing. But are you about to make a huge mistake and ruin your trip before it even starts? Today, we're gonna help you cruise smarter by skipping the 5 most common cruise packing mistakes that we see first timers and even some seasoned cruisers still make. And don't forget to stick around because in this video, we're gonna give you a link to a downloadable checklist that will make sure that you pack smart and not like a rookie and have everything you need to have the perfect cruise vacation. So let's jump into the top 5 mistakes. Mistake number 1, overpacking. You literally don't need to bring everything. We see a lot of cruisers that tend to way overpack, like their entire closet. You'll see them with 3, 4, 5 suitcases full of clothes. It's insane. You don't need that many clothes. There's a better way to do this. So to avoid that super common problem, we recommend mixing and matching outfits, essentially having 2 or 3 shirts that can go with a pair of slacks or jeans. This way you can save a ton of space as jeans and slacks take up a lot of space. And it's the same thing for blazers or suit jackets. Pick more neutral colors that can go with multiple different outfits if that's more your style, because those take up a ton of room in your luggage. And if you're worried about not having enough clothes on board, most cruise lines offer laundry services. It's still going to be way cheaper than buying another piece of luggage or even having to pay to check that piece of luggage on your flight. Plus, who wants the hassle of trying to lug around another suitcase? By using the onboard laundry services or the self-serve laundry services on some cruise lines, you can save yourself a ton of hassle and a ton of suitcases to lug around. Mistake number 2 is forgetting your essential travel documents. Nothing is worse than getting turned away on embarkation day because you forgot an essential piece of information. And believe it or not, this does happen. The 2 most essential documents are going to be either your passport or your birth certificate, depending on which one you're going to be sailing under. And yes, people do forget them and you will be turned away at the port if you don't have those with you. So another pro tip is to make sure those are on your personal bag, not in your suitcase, because you're going to need them to check in. Other common mistakes we see are people forgetting boarding passes. Sometimes the apps glitch. So while it is great to have the app and have it preloaded there, we recommend screenshotting it or even printing it out. That way you have a backup method just in case the app goes down right when you're trying to board. And the last 2 important documents, the first one is going to be travel visas. Some countries require you to have a travel visa to visit that country. And if that's the case where you're going, make sure you have that and don't put it in your checked luggage. Make sure it's with you so it does not get lost. And another common one people tend to overlook is a parent consent form. If you are not the parent, or maybe you're just one of the parents of a child, cruise lines can require you to bring a parent consent form to show that you have either both parents' consent or the other parent's consent if you are only one of the parents. So make sure that you have a parent consent form. Now it's totally up to the pier agent whether or not they ask you for it and whether or not they allow you to sail with or without it. But it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Mistake number 3 is packing prohibited items. 1, they're going to be taken from you. 2, if it's more egregious, they may actually deny you boarding or have you arrested for it. And 3, even if it's just getting confiscated, it's just slowing down your embarkation and everybody else's embarkation behind you. So we always recommend checking with the cruise line that you are sailing with and looking at their updated prohibited items list. But some common things that are prohibited that you see all the time are things that generate heat, such as irons or steamers. You can't bring those on board to take care of your formal night attire. So if that's something you're worried about, use your onboard services for press and fold that they offer on board most of these cruise lines. That way you don't have to worry about that. A great solution to the wrinkle problem is getting something like the Downy wrinkle release spray that you can spray on, hang up in the bathroom while it steams up to help release some of those wrinkles if you don't want to pay for the pressing service. Another common problem we see is people bringing illicit substances, drugs, even things like marijuana, which are commonly accepted in most places. However, they're still federally illegal and they will pull you aside for that, even if it's just a vape pen with THC. If the drug dogs hit on that, you're gonna have a problem and you could even be arrested. And it's the same story when it goes to weapons. You are not allowed to bring a weapon of any kind on board. You're just gonna have to rely on the security on board to take care of you. And when it comes to outlets, you're definitely going to need something to charge your devices. Most rooms have very few plugs in them. And because of that, people try to bring surge protectors, power strips, extension cords, and it gets very confusing as to what you can and cannot take. Royal Caribbean has some of the strictest policies on what type of multi-outlet plugs you can or cannot bring on board. So if you're wondering what type of extension cords or surge protectors or plugs you can bring, we made a video right here. We got you covered. Check that out. It'll explain everything you need. We'll also leave a link in the description below so you can watch it after this video. Okay, it's time for our mid-vid question. So what is one thing that you always pack for a cruise that most people tend to forget? Or what's one thing that you don't pack anymore because you realize it was completely unnecessary? All right, mistake number 4 is bringing the wrong footwear. According to Cruise Critic, the average passenger walks between 16,000 and 17,000 steps per day on these mega cruise ships. That's a lot of walking, and you don't want to be doing that in shoes that aren't broken in yet. Oftentimes, elevators can take ages at peak times. And with that being the case, you may find yourself taking more stairs than you anticipated when you were packing for the trip. And remember to take into account what type of port you're at. If you're at a beach, you may need tennis shoes until you get to the beach, and then sandals or water shoes once you're there. Or if you're in some place like Alaska, you may need hiking shoes or waterproof shoes for all that hiking and rain that you may have to contend with. So plan ahead and take the right steps to protect your feet. And mistake number 5 is not packing a personal bag, or as I like to call it, an embarkation day bag. If you're a first-time cruiser, you may not know that the luggage won't be at your stateroom the moment you get on board. Sometimes it can be extremely delayed, going well into the night of the first night. We've also seen cases where luggage has fallen off the pier into the water or been lost completely. So putting all your eggs in one basket is a terrible idea. So we recommend packing a small bag or backpack that contains a change of clothes, your chargers, a swimsuit, your meds, glasses and contact lenses. That way you have the very basics of what you need to make it through at least one full day until your luggage actually arrives, and you don't have to stress whether or not your luggage is at your room yet. You can just go and enjoy the day. I know this may seem like a lot, but if you're worried about forgetting something, we've made this super easy for you. You can download our Cruisers Packing Checklist absolutely free with the link down in the description below. This checklist is printable, it's organized by category, and it'll help you avoid every single one of these mistakes, as well as give you some tips on some other things you may not have thought about yet. So now you know what not to do. Plan ahead, pack smart, don't make rookie mistakes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the channel. As always, you can always use a QR code here to have Amy book the perfect cruise on the perfect itinerary for you. Thank you guys for being a part of this community. We appreciate you, and we will see you on the next one.